Hello children, today in this video we will be taking the fifth module of the chapter Language of Chemistry. In this module we will see exercise question given in your book. Your first question is define chemical reaction. Any chemical change in matter which involves its transformation into one or more new substances is called a chemical reaction. Question number B. What is a chemical equation? A chemical equation is the symbolic representation of a chemical reaction using symbols and formulae of the reactants involved and the product formed in the reaction. Now your next question is, why do we need to balance chemical reaction? A chemical equation needs to be balanced so as to make the numbers of the atoms of the reactants equal to the number of the atoms of the product. To make equal numbers of atoms and products, we need to do balanced chemical equation. Now your next question, state four conditions necessary for chemical reaction to take place. We know that the four conditions are close contact, solution form, heat, light and catalyst. These are the conditions which are required for chemical reaction. Now our next question, differentiate between reactants and product. In reactant, the substance that react with one another are called reactants, and the product, the new substance formed after reaction, are called product. Reactants are written on the left hand side of chemical equation, where products are written on the right hand side of chemical equation. Now we will see next question, that is differentiate between chemical reaction and chemical equation. Any chemical change in matter which involves this transformation into one or more new substance is called a chemical reaction. For example, hydrogen plus oxygen gives water. Now, what is chemical equation? A chemical equation is the symbolic representation of a chemical reaction using the symbols and the formulae of the substances involved in the reaction. For example, here we write the symbolic equation of the chemical reaction, that is 2H2 plus O2 gives 2H2O. This is the symbolic representation of the given chemical equation, that is hydrogen plus oxygen is equal to water. Now our next question is a balanced equation and a skeletal equation. We know a balanced chemical equations is the one in which the number of atoms each element on the reactant side is equal to the number of atoms of that element on the product side. For example, 2H2 plus O2 gives 2H2O. Here the reactants, in reactant side there are 4 hydrogen atom and 2 oxygen atom, and in product side there is also 4 hydrogen atom and 2 oxygen atom. Thus this is called balanced equation. Now what is skeletal equation? In a skeletal equation, the number of atoms on reactant side are not equal to the number of atoms of product side. For example, H2 plus O2 gives H2O. Here in the reactant side there are 2 hydrogen atom and 2 oxygen atom, but in product side there is 2 hydrogen atom but 1 oxygen atom. So this type of equation is called unbalanced equation or skeletal equation. Now the next question is, write word equation for the following skeletal equation. First is KClO3 gives KCl plus O2. We know that the chemical name of KClO3 is potassium chlorate and it gives KCl, that is called potassium chloride plus oxygen. Now next question, Zn plus HCl gives ZnCl2 plus H2. Here Zn is written as zinc and HCl is dilute hydrochloric acid and it gives ZnCl2 is known as zinc chloride plus H2 is known as hydrogen gas. Now the next question is FeCl2 plus Cl2 gives FeCl3. Here FeCl2 is known as ferrous chloride plus chlorine give ferric chloride. Now the next question is CO plus O2 gives CO2. Here CO is carbon monoxide plus oxygen gives carbon dioxide. The next is Ca plus O2 gives CaO. Here Ca is calcium plus oxygen gives calcium oxide. Now the next is Na plus O2 gives Na2O. Sodium plus oxygen gives sodium oxide. Now the next is NaOH plus H2SO4 gives Na2SO4 plus H2O. Here NaOH is known as sodium hydroxide, react with sulfuric acid to give sodium sulfate and water. Now the next is question number 8. AgBr plus gives Ag plus Br2. Here AgBr is silver bromide gives silver plus dibromine. Now the next question is KNO3 gives KNO2 plus O2. Here KNO3 is potassium nitrate and KNO2 is potassium nitrite plus oxygen. Now we'll see the next. Balance the following chemical equation. Here question number A is FeS plus HCl gives FeCl2 plus H2S. Here, for balancing, your first step is count the number of atoms of each element on either side. First, we write reactant side and then product side. Now we will see atoms of either Fe. First we write Fe, then S, then we will write S, H, hydrogen and chlorine. Now see how many Fe are there? 1. How many sulfur are there? 1. Hydrogen is also 1 and chlorine is also. Now we will see in the product side. Fe and then Cl, chlorine, hydrogen and sulfur. Now we will see how many Fe are there. Iron 1. How many chlorine? Number of atoms? 2. Yes. And how many hydrogens are there? 2. And how many sulfur? 1. Here Fe is balanced. Okay. Sulfur is also balanced. Hydrogen in reactant side there is a 1 and in product side there is a 2. And in chlorine, what? 1 and 2. To make it balanced, what we will do? We will multiply 2 by HCl and we gives FeCl2 plus H2O. Now see, in this equation you can see the number of atoms. Fe has 2, 1. Sulfur is also 1. Hydrogen is 2. Here also 2. Chlorine in the product side 2. And chlorine in the reactant side is also 2. Now this equation is a balanced equation. After balancing, the final equation will be FeS plus 2HCl gives FeCl2 plus H2S. I will see the next question. Na2CO3 plus HCl gives NaCl, H2O and CO2. Similarly, in first step, what we have to do? We have to count the number of atoms in either side. So first we see in reactant sides how many atoms and then product side. See how many number of atoms. Na is 2. Now carbon is 1. Oxygen is 3. Hydrogen is 1 and chlorine is also 1. Now in product side, we'll see sodium is equal to 1. Now carbon is equal to 1. Oxygen is equal to 2 plus 1, 3. And in hydrogen is equal to 2. And chlorine is equal to 1. Now what we will do? We will see that sodium is not balanced. Carbon is balanced. Oxygen is also balanced. Hydrogen atom is not balanced. Chlorine is balanced. To make it balanced, what you will do? Will multiply 2 to the product side. Okay, 2 by NaCl in the product side to make the balance of sodium atom. So let's multiply. Now Na2CO3 plus HCl we will multiply now by 2. So we will write 2 NaCl plus. Now see, now we will see the hydrogen. There is a 1 hydrogen atom in reactant side and 2 hydrogen atom in product side. 2 balanced hydrogen atom, we will multiply 2 by HCl to make the equal number of atom, H2O plus CO2. Now we'll see the 2Na, so 2 sodium, 2 chlorine. Okay, now here also product side there is 2H2, here is also 2H2, carbon is now balanced and oxygen is also balanced. So this is our balanced equation. Now we'll see the next question. H2 plus O2 gives H2O. First we find the number of atoms in either side. Now in reactant side and as well as product side. See, hydrogen and oxygen. In product side there is also hydrogen. Now in reactant side 2 hydrogen atom, 2 oxygen atom, but in product side there is a 2 hydrogen atom, 1 oxygen. To make the oxygen atom balance, what we will do? We'll multiply 2 by H2O. After multiplying, hydrogen becomes what? Now we will see that the reactant side's number of atoms and in the product side. See, in the reactant side there is 2 hydrogen atom and 2 oxygen atom, and in product side there are 2 and 2. These 2 will get multiplied. Now in product side there will be 4 hydrogen atom and 2 oxygen atom. Okay, to make it balance, what we will do? We will add 2 in the reactant side. Now 2H2 plus O2, 2H2. This is our balanced equation. We'll see the next question, that is Na2 plus H2O gives NaOH. First we see the number of each atom of the reactant side and the product side. See, in the reactant side, so how many atoms are there of sodium? Yes, sodium contain 2 atom and oxygen 1 and 1 2, and hydrogen also there are two hydrogen atom. Now in product side we will see NaO and hydrogen. Now Na1, oxygen also 1 and hydrogen 1. In this equation nothing is balanced. So to make it balanced equation, what we will do, if we multiply 2 by NaOH, now we are having equal number of each atom in the reactant side and the product side. Na is also 2, oxygen also 2, and hydrogen becomes also 2. So this equation is now balanced equation. And hope you all have understood. Now we will see on next video. Thank you.